Hello wrestling fans, the Wrestling Wizard here and welcome to another video. And in this video we're going to make some super early bold predictions in regards to next year's Royal Rumble. Now I know what you're thinking, Wiz, it's ages away, what are you doing making predictions this early on? But as a fan, I'm super excited for next year's Royal Rumble, mainly because I feel like it's actually unpredictable. I feel that this year's Royal Rumble was pretty predictable. Kind of knew Rhea would win. It's kind of obvious that Cody was going to win, especially when he came in at number 30. But next year's Royal Rumble, now that CMPunk is back, has opened up a can of worms, and it's genuinely unpredictable. Now, yes, there's probably not many names that you can throw into the hat as genuine contenders, but you don't know for sure who WWE are going to pull the trigger on. Now, yes, it seems fairly likely that the main event of night 1 of WrestleMania is going to be Seth Rollins versus CM Punk. In night 2 is more than likely going to be Cody Rhodes versus Roman Reigns. But how do you get there? What is going to happen at the Royal Rumble? Who is actually going to win? Is it going to be Cody or is it going to be CM Punk? Or are WWE just going to completely throw us off the scent and throw someone like Gunther into the fold and completely stir the pot? We don't know. Is Seth Rollins going to be champion heading into the Royal Rumble? Is he still going to be World Heavyweight Champion? Or is he going to be in the Royal Rumble? And that's without even talking about the Women's Royal Rumble, which again, I feel like is going to be full of surprises. I don't think it's as clear cut as this year when Rhea Ripley won. Now let's kick things off with the men's side of things. Now, I think it's probably safe to say it's either going to be Cody Rhodes or CM Punk. I can't see anybody else winning, with the exception of Orton, but Orton I don't think is actually going to be in the match. I think he's actually going to be in a singles match against the Tribal Chief, the head of the table, in Roman Reigns, which sadly is probably not going to win. But in terms of the victor, if they go with CM Punk, it kind of makes sense for him to challenge Seth Rollins. And if he is the World Heavyweight Champion at that point, have Seth frickin' Rollins versus CM Punk. CM Punk gets his main event in night 1 at WrestleMania. And if they were to pull the trigger on CM Punk taking the World Heavyweight title off Seth Rollins, you can't argue it would certainly give the World Heavyweight Championship credibility. The fact that CM Punk chose that title. Now I know what you're thinking, why would CM Punk win the Royal Rumble and not go for the big one? Not challenge Roman Reigns, the Tribal Chief, the head of the table, especially the fact that once upon a time he had the Wise Man's services. The Wise Man was the manager for CM Punk way back when, so maybe he'd want to stir the pot, take on Roman Reigns on the grandest stage of them all. But I don't think WWE are stupid. I think we're going to get CM Punk versus Roman Reigns down the line. And I wouldn't be surprised if that main event's WrestleMania 41. If, of course, we don't get the dream match of Rock versus Roman Reigns. WWE aren't stupid. They're going to have this Seth Rollins, CM Punk feud. Whether it's for the title or not, whether CM Punk wins the Rumble or not, that match is going to happen. And then down the line, Roman Reigns and CM Punk is going to happen. Now, of course, what about Cody Rhodes, you might ask? Like, how on earth is he going to finish his story as well? Because surely you've got to think that WWE's plans, concrete plans, were for Cody Rhodes to dethrone Roman Reigns at WrestleMania 40 on his second try. Now, for me personally, if WWE go with Cody Rhodes to win the Royal Rumble, then he has to do it, in my opinion, from an early spot. And I'm talking like number 1 entrant or number 2 entrant and last over an hour. So it's an heroic performance where you just go, kudos to the dude. And you'd be like, well, okay, fair enough. I can't really deny the fact that he's done that. It can't be like this year where he comes in is entrant number 30 and takes a Rumble. I think that would actually be met with boos, especially if Punk's in the Rumble and gets eliminated. Of course, if Punk is in the Rumble and gets eliminated, you can guarantee it'd be Seth Rollins that costs him, and that sets up the match. But if Cody Rhodes doesn't win the Royal Rumble, does he get eliminated via the Bloodline, a Solo Sikoa or Jimmy Uso, and then somehow he gets over to SmackDown? I don't know how that's going to play out, but let's not also forget the Elimination Chamber. It's going to be a big one. It's going to be in Australia. Maybe there's an Elimination Chamber match. 3 SmackDown members, 3 Raw members, and then one of those gets a shot at the undisputed title, but it is a SmackDown title really on paper, so you'd kind of think that a SmackDown superstar would need to win it to get a shot at Roman. But you could also argue, should the person that wins the Elimination Chamber get a shot at Roman Reigns, really it should be the Royal Rumble winner. Maybe I'm just being a traditionalist, but that's how I feel about things there. Now, in terms of wild cards, yes, Gunther could take the big one, but I think it's unlikely at this stage, and timing is everything in WWE, and is it the right time to pull the trigger on Gunther in 2024 when you've got CM Punk back, you've got Cody Rhodes wanting to finish his story? I think 2025, Gunther's got a chance, he really has, and maybe he gets some main event title shots in the near future. He's certainly ready. He's going to drop that IC title at some point. He's surely going to move on to bigger and better things. He's made that title, established that title as a big deal, and he's got massively over in the process, so you can't write him off. LA Knight, I think maybe a few months ago, yes, he would have been in the conversation for the Royal Rumble winner to go on and get a shot at Roman, but he's already had that crown jewel, he's been defeated. In the future, yes, of course, you can push LA Knight into the main event scene once more. But for now, I think it's going to be more of a mid-card title scene. I wouldn't be surprised if we get LA Knight versus Logan Paul at WrestleMania 40, say, for the United States title. Now, in terms of the women's division, it's pretty wide open, to be honest with you. They're certainly teasing this damage control betrayal with the Bayley angle. Inevitably, Bayley is going to turn babyface. It's going to happen. And you can see for weeks on end in the lead up to the Royal Rumble, Damage Control beating down Bayley. So you sort of build up this sympathy for Bayley. And how does she overcome the odds? By winning the big one, winning the Royal Rumble, and going on to face Io Sky for the WWE Championship. And winning it would be epic. I think we can all agree that Bayley deserves another run at the top. A main title. Her role model run throughout the pandemic era was absolute fire. The work she did alongside Sasha Banks was next level. And maybe, just maybe, we see Sasha Banks return to WWE in 2024. Never say never, right? I feel like that moment they maybe save for like a WrestleMania or something like that as a surprise return. That would be like absolutely epic. And maybe we get Bayley and Sasha reunited in a tag team once more, maybe. Who knows? We'll have to wait and see. Now, of course, we can't talk about the Royal Rumble without talking about surprises. And maybe, just maybe, they debut Jade Cargill at the Royal Rumble and they just go all in on her. They pull the trigger on her right from the off, establish her as a main star, have her debut and win the Royal Rumble, the first time in, 35 years that's ever been done. That would be a pretty shocking moment. It would be an open mouth moment. We'd be like, what the heck? Jade Cargill has just been pushed to the moon from the very off. She is going to be the sort of superstar that WWE, from the very off, are going to want to establish as a main star. And what greater way to do that than to have Jade Cargill win the Royal Rumble. The question mark, of course, remains, if Jade Cargill wins the Royal Rumble, who's she going to go on and challenge? Who is going to be the champion on the WWE side? Is Io Sky still going to be champion? I highly doubt they go with Jade Cargill versus Rhea Ripley. I think Rhea Ripley's going to keep the world title into WrestleMania season. And I actually think that's going to be Becky Lynch versus Rhea Ripley, the match they've teased for some time now. But I don't actually think that Becky Lynch is going to win the Royal Rumble to get there. I just can't see it happening. I really don't see it. I think maybe she goes the Elimination Chamber route and wins via that route. But in terms of the Royal Rumble winner, I actually think the Royal Rumble winner is going to challenge the WWE champion, whoever that may be at the time. We'll have to wait and see. And of course, we can't rule out Liv Morgan. The last time we saw Liv Morgan on WWE TV, she was taken out by none other than Rhea Ripley. Is she going to seek revenge? Is Liv Morgan going to win the big one, win the Rumble, and go on and challenge Rhea Ripley at WrestleMania? I personally just don't see it. I'd be very surprised if WWE go down that route, but never say never. I think in terms of surefire picks, it's either going to be Jade Cargill or Bayley. Bayley would be a popular, safe choice. I don't think fans would have a problem with that. And of course, she can be the third member of the four horsewomen to win the Royal Rumble. Of course, Becky won it in 2019. Charlotte won it in 2020. And of course, for Bayley to win. That would be 3 out of the 4. Hey, maybe Sasha Banks returns and wins it in 2025. Who knows? We'll have to wait and see. But what do you think? Get down in the comments section. Share your thoughts and opinions. Who do you think is going to be the victor of the Men's Royal Rumble? Who do you think is going to be the victor of the Women's Royal Rumble? And what do you think the matches are going to be leading into WrestleMania 40? It's wide open. There's loads of superstars that stand a chance, but I'm going for the credible, realistic picks for the men's and women's sides for 2024. As always, thank you so much for watching the video. It'd be very much appreciated if you could like the video, share the video, and even better, subscribe if you're new. We'll catch you in the next one.